managing or accessing a database over the internet. So again, I'm repeating, what is a concept of web database? It's a concept of managing and accessing a database application over the internet. So this is what a concept of a web database. And nowadays web database is concept is in very much demand, just because of most of the business is online, most of the data is created online, so we need to store that data, we need to access the data over the internet is being used. So just because of this, the concept of web database is in a boom. So here information can be accessed via website, because we know that we are developing a web application, we are developing a mobile application through which we are accessing a data which is stored in the database, so that database can be accessed over the internet. Its very good example is a Firebase database. Here you can see that it supports the concept of real-time database, cloud database, where you can store your data and you can access it from anywhere. Generally what we are doing, we are just developing one, for example we are developing just a desktop application, so your database is present in that machine only, it's local, you cannot access it from anywhere. But the main benefit of web database is you can access this database from anywhere, but the important thing is that you need to have internet for that. And it is used to store various web application data for various e-commerce industries are there, various other e-business are there, blogs are there, email are there, and other online applications is there. So main thing is that you should know what is a web database. So web database is a concept of accessing and managing a database over the internet. Its very good example is a Firebase database. So here database information can be published on the web in two different formats, such as static web publishing and dynamic web publishing. So next, try to understand how web database work. We have seen that web database is what it's accessing a data, it's accessing a database over the internet. So here we'll see how it works. Actually web database works in the 4 phases. Here you can see, first of all you need to make a request, that the client will make a request for a particular data from the database by using the client browser, and from the browser HTTP request has been sent to the web server. Then web server will send a SQL query to a database server, where that query is being executed and some result, SQL result is generated. That result is given back to the web server, and from this web server that result is given as output in the form of HTML page back to the client browser. So in this way your web database will works. It's simple, it is based on the client server architecture, because whenever you are accessing the web application, it involves client server architecture, where by using the browser, client will make a request for particular data, and data is stored in the server, and that data can be accessed by using internet. So it requires HTTP request and HTTP response. So this is how your web database works. Now what are the benefits of using a web database? So very first benefit is worldwide access. I told you earlier that suppose you have database in a local, it cannot be accessed from the remote location or different location from anywhere. So for that purpose this web database will be there. So benefit is that it can be accessed from anywhere. It has a worldwide access. It's a platform independent, there is no dependency of a platform. Just like that Firebase database is one of the cloud database. See again and again I'm giving the example of Firebase because it's very simple and very widely used database or online communities of Firebase. So it is a platform independent, you can use it from any platform. Then its structure is totally hidden from the client. That is a concept of abstraction. We want to hide the internal details from the user, so that is possible over here. And transparent network access. So these are the benefits of web database. So at the same time there are few limitation or issues are there in using web databases. First one is that internet is not very reliable. That means in order to use web database, compulsorily you require the internet. Suppose internet is not there for a single minute, you cannot access a web database. And again limited interactivity or slow connection. If your internet connectivity is very slow, so you face a problem while accessing that data. Then security concern is there, as you are storing your data in the cloud platform, online platform. So in that case security security play very important role. There is a issue of hacking your data which is present in the cloud also. So security play very big issue in case of web database. And high cost of satisfying the increasing demand and expectation of customer. So as the day by day passes, the quality of a customer, the requirement, their test idea is going to be changed. So satisfying the expectation of customer is very challenging, and scalability problem due to enormous peak load. So these are the few issues or drawbacks of a web database. So I hope you understand the concept of web database. Now the next concept is of distributed database. So what is a distributed database? Actually, initially we discussed that based on the architecture there are two types of database. One is a centralized database and second one is a distributed database. In case of a centralized database, what you are doing, your database is present only at one location and it has been accessed by multiple user by means of client server architecture. So this is what a centralized database. And in case of distributed database, a database is installed separately on each and every machine, and all these machines are connected with each other by means of network. That's why here you can see distributed database is a fusion of database and network. Without network, distributed database didn't work, because in case of distributed database is individually present on every machine and all these are connected by means of network. So what is a distributed database? Why do we require the concept of distributed database? So distributed database is a collection of logically interrelated but physically dispersed over different location over the internet. Just I will give a simple example to illustrate the concept of distributed database. As you are having ATM in a particular bank, say you have account in a SBI Trimurti Nagar branch Nagpur. Now you want to withdraw the money from Amravati. Okay, you are in Amravati, you want to withdraw it, so you are using their ATM. So in that case, can you imagine whether which database is being used, whether the database is a centralized one or distributed one? So all these databases are distributed one. So one database is present at this particular Amravati location, may be there, that separate database is present at Nagpur location is also there. So all these databases are connected with each other. Though miss what is the thing, you may think that my bank account is present at Nagpur and still I am able to withdraw the money from this. How this is happening? This is the power of a distributed database. Though the database of that Nagpur branch is different and that Amravati branch is different, but still you can able to perform transaction. All the changes which is there in the Nagpur city that is being reflected in Amravati. Amravati city changes are reflected in Nagpur. How it is possible? This is what a concept of distributed database. Though they are physically different, they are physically present at a different location, but still they are logically connected. Means logically they are present at a one location, but physically they are present at a different location. This is what a concept of distributed database, that all the databases are connected with each other by means of a network, and that's why change made at one location is reflected at other location also. And this is the power of distributed database, which is a fusion of database and network. Okay, so there are two types of distributed database. One is a homogeneous distributed database and second one is a heterogeneous distributed database. So what is a homogeneous distributed database? Suppose at three different location, just we have seen that it is physically present at different location but logically it's at a single position. So in case of a homogeneous distributed database, your database is different at a three different location. Means one at one place there is a different database at another. So this is what a homogeneous, in homogeneous distributed database, at all these location all the databases are same. But in heterogeneous distributed database, the database which is present at a three different location is different. Okay, so this is what a concept of a distributed database. Now next we discuss what are the benefits of distributed database. So it increases the reliability and availability of data. Is it the case? Yes, because the same copy of data which is present at one location is also present at a